Assalamu alaikum everyone. Are you afraid of thunderstorms? Or do you like to dance in the rain? Or maybe do you find lightning beautiful? I like rain, but not more than 2 or 3 days. Every year storms roll across our cities. Rainstorms, snowstorms, hailstorms, etc. So, what's the weather like in your city today? We will be talking about terms you need to describe those sunny days, stormy days, and all those in between. But before we get into the vocabulary, let's see why weather is such a hot topic with so many people. Why learn to talk about the weather in English? Have you ever noticed how people seem to love talking about weather? Whether they are standing in the grocery or meeting new people at a party. The weather is a quite popular conversation starter, even at more formal occasions like business meetings or other professional settings. Weather is a popular topic for small talk. That might be due to the fact that the weather is often different from day to day and from place to place, making it a relevant subject for everyone. To fully participate in these conversations, you will need lots of English words and phrases in your vocabulary. There are so many adjectives you can use for describing the weather. Some of them are very similar in meaning, for example, hot and warm, and a little harder to distinguish, while others are completely different, for example, rainy and sunny, and easier to remember. Now let's get to those common terms you will need to talk about all kinds of weather. The first one is hot and warm. When we say it's hot, we are referring to high temperatures, like you find in the middle of summer when the heat can get quite uncomfortable. When it's warm though, temperatures are fairly high but bearable. Let's make it more clear with example. The first one is when the weather is warm, I prefer light clothing like t-shirts. The next one is today is so hot, I have been sitting under the fan all day. Next is cold and cool. Now, cold refers to very low temperatures, close to freezing, the type of weather that requires a heavy coat to go outside. With cool, however, we are talking about fairly low, spring like temperatures when you may only need to wear a sweater out. Let's make it more clear with an example. First one is on cold days you should be fine with a light jacket. And for the cold example, don't forget your coat, it's cold outside. Next vocabulary words to talk about weather are sunny and rainy. Now, rainy weather means there's lots of sunshine. Its opposite is rainy weather, which means lots of rain. Let's make it clear with an example. On the sunny days, I like to take the kids to the beach. And for the rainy days are the best time to stay home and read a book. Next is clear and cloudy. A clear day is bright with no signs of bad weather. A cloudy day, however, means the skies are filled with clouds with little or no sun. Let's make it clear with an example. First one is, isn't it great that we are having such clear days this week? Next example is, it looks cloudy. You should bring an umbrella in case it rains. Next is dry and humid. When it's dry, there is no rain or moisture in the air. But when it's humid, the rain is moist and contains a large amount of water vapor. Humid weather usually makes us perspire more. Let's look into an example. First example is bushfires are common around here when the weather is dry. Next example is the weather's been so humid lately It's impossible to go outside without breaking a sweat. Next is foggy and misty. Now, these two adjectives refer to hazy conditions caused by small droplets of water in the air that make it difficult to see. Fog forms closer to the ground and is thicker and more difficult to see through. Mist usually form on the hills and mountains and isn't as thick. Now let's make it more clear with an example. First one is, be sure to turn on your headlights when driving through foggy area. Next example is, it's misty up in the mountains in the mornings. Next is gusty and windy. Now these adjectives describe the wind. Gusty suggests a sudden brief burst of wind, while windy refers to a stronger than usual wind blowing. Let's look into an example. First one is, it's been gusty all afternoon and my umbrella was blown away. Next example is, as we were walking along the beach, it started to get windy. Last two vocabulary words are thunder and lightning. Now, these two nouns are often used together when referring to storms. Thunder is the loud booming sound which usually follows a flash of lightning in the sky. Let's make it more clear with an example. Whenever there's thunder and lightning, my dog rushes into house in fear. So there you have it, a great list of weather, words and phrases to get you talking about the weather like a native speaker. I expect you will warm up to these sentence structures pretty quickly and use them in your own words. Thank you.